Currently, Kane County is under a lot of pressure to make budget reductions with allegations that the county has not been fiscally responsible. What is your position on this point with regards to the sheriff's office? Has the sheriff's office been fiscally responsible?
Absolutely not.
What are some examples of immediate changes that could be made for cost reduction?
When you go 2.3 million in corrections, 1.9 in patrol, and almost a million in court security, that is unacceptable. I've spoken to other leaders at other police departments, and when asked about uh, running over budget, they say they never do that. I am a Democrat that will be fiscally responsible because that's unacceptable.
What aspects of your background make you the best candidate for managing a multi-million-dollar budget and large staff?
I bring over 30 years of law enforcement experience and knowledge, including nearly 10 years in the supervisory leadership, which has prepared me to lead Kane County Sheriff's Office on day one. My experience, my education, my proven leadership, and combined with my deep roots in Kane County, uniquely qualify me to serve as sheriff and lead an office that is accountable, professional, and truly from the community for the community.
Would you support regular public town halls or reporting to the county board?
As community involvement, and I'm passionate about community involvement, as sheriff, I will have bi-monthly or monthly meetings with everybody in Kane County to be accessible and to be transparent, because the community leaders throughout Kane County will have a voice in what we need to do to make sure everybody's safe in Kane County.
How will you enforce sanctuary state policies within Kane County to ensure due process for all citizens?
So one of the things that and I've heard the current sheriff say that the Safety Act isn't working, and that's unacceptable in the sense that allegedly the jail is increasing in population. Well, the Safety Act was never intended to reduce jail population, but its intention was to treat everybody equally in the judicial system, and that's something that absolutely positively that everybody needs to be treated fair, and that's what I've been all my life, especially at the police department. Everybody needs to be treated fairly and have an equal opportunity. I think, like to me, I think of the Safety Act, right? So I say with the Safety Act, kind of like what I indicated, that there's that we would abide by all rules, regulations, laws in reference to the Safety Act, because that our democratic legislators created that, and I will enforce all.
What has your involvement with the Democratic Party been up to the present?
As a Democrat, lifelong Democrat, with a proven record, I've been involved in everything from being in the community, being a precinct committeeman, being a part of the Western Dems, volunteering, and voting Democrat.
What's your plan to address morale among the department? Handling burnout? What will you do if you experience resistance to change within the sheriff's office?
As Kane County Sheriff, I will ensure that we are fully staffed, especially in our corrections division, where they are being forced overtime, mandatory, to the point where safety is a concern. So fully staffed department is first and foremost, and especially those that have a tough job, and our corrections officers have a tough job. So we have to make sure that resources are available for them and that they have time away for their families. So as sheriff, fully staffed divisions need to be mandated. The morale down at the jail is because of so low staffing. Everybody, and mind you, mandated. So, working overtime is great, but when you're mandated, you have to stay, even if, and that is absolutely insane.
With regards to racial profiling, what specific policies do you plan to implement? How will these policies be supervised? What best practices will you implement to help track data? How do you plan to handle issues with racial profiling?
As sheriff, I will do away with quotas because deputies need to have a certain amount of traffic stops or interactions. Unacceptable. I will take away that because that puts a deputy in a situation where before you know it, the end of shift, they're going to have to make a traffic stop, and that is where they're more likely going to be racial profiling. Absolutely no quotas. Lead by example. Lead by example. And those that are racial profiling will be addressed. Training and leadership is what is going to have our deputies not racial profiling.
What are your plans for recruiting a diverse police organization that represents the community it serves?
As sheriff, I will be in all communities to attract a diverse workforce. Who better than to protect and serve the communities than those are from the community? That's something that we do not do, and I will do better.
Set the record straight.
As during my career, I went up through the chain of command. From detective, I was promoted to detective. I'm the only one that's ever been promoted out of detective to sergeant of internal affairs, a unique and sensitive position at the sheriff's office. After nearly 10 years of being a supervisor, supervising shifts, making decisions, budgets, leadership, I was promoted to a lieutenant. I'm the only one that has ever been promoted to a lieutenant through the Merit Commission. To get to lieutenant, you have to pass the lieutenant exam. To pass the lieutenant exam, you have to have been a sergeant. To be a sergeant, you have to pass the sergeant exam. I've done all that.